him up in the jungle.
You can already feel the pressure, right? From Bloisky, from Boy as well. Already invading Selly Boy here. Somehow forcing that Digi, asking Rossi, who do you want to cover? Selly Boy or Nino? Because if not, we're going to just keep harassing Selly Boy, providing vision as well. And it seems like Rossi has answered, I don't care, I'm just going to babysit Nino till he gets his item.
I think the big question here for Geek Slate is also they need to try and get ahead, right? They have a Brody, they have a Hilda. Technically in the late game, they have a Lilia, so it's still not that bad, but they certainly have a lot of emphasis in the early game. But now they have Beloyski on a Hilda. We haven't seen this too often. And yes, there's damage. Yes, there's wave clear, as we can see right here. But what can they do to try to even start a fight?
I think they need to keep on going and pushing the tempo just like they are right now onto the Akai already. This killing pressure from Beloy might be able to force a heavy spin as the top lane. Chidera is going to be caught here, gets a stun out. That's going to be the hit with the feathered airstrike. Chidera already using Flicker. Luke finding the kill onto Selly Boy, getting a pretty good trade on the board with a turtle as well. Geek Slate, do they win this trade?
I think so far it's not bad. I feel like considering
Oh
he
my
sent 3
God!
members, it doesn't matter. The Beloysi tries to equalize. Even through the time journey, that's just so much damage, and they're not done.
I mean, things are not looking good for Selly Boy though, right? He lost his life, lost his orange buff, and the turtle as well. And he's gonna invade.
Oh my God, purple as well.
Selly Boy locked down. There's nothing he can do. Janna has stolen the orange buff and is looking to steal the purple buff as well. He still has the retribution. The reverse time brings him back, but Janna is all but free to take what he wants.
Man, Selly Boy, he usually wants to be aggressive, but on an Akai, it's just a different situation completely. And you can see the mid-game power spike already just starting for Geek Slate, but it depends. If Altrigo can weather this storm, they do have a chance on coming back, and we saw that in match number 1. So that's definitely still an option, but Altrigo are the ones now that needs to be very, very careful. As much as they want to be aggressive, they require some more time to match up and try and deal, especially with this Hilda, my lord, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, and a torn apart memory as well, full stacks. Beautifully played by Geek Slate. A boy now sandwiching Nino and Rossi, forcing the time journey to pop in as a boy jumps all the way in. Black Shoes forced to be popped right now. Udo's going to be able to find a stun in the reverse time. Locks him down. Selly Boy knocks him up as well, but Beloy doesn't want to stop right here. Goes in, forcing the retribution from Selly Boy as Rossi is going to get taunted up. Janna will be able to get some damage done, but it is just going to be the flicker baited out. Geek Slate still utilizing this lead. They're not stopping the pace. They're still pushing on it. And just a few hits here for the Brody onto the turret will give him so much gold. Half of that turret shield gone.
Oh my God, take a look at mid side as well.
Oh.
Oh, now forces the
No way!
finding the kill.
Wow.
Goodness me, and it's an action-packed game here. 5 minutes in, 2 to 4. Janna, his pathing is, oh my God, brilliant, right? Just taking all of the jungles of Selly Boy.
Look at how active this man is,
3
man.
levels ahead.
He goes for buff, gank, and then gank again, and he's going for the purple buff, but might be a mistake.
Oh, Luke finds the kill with the Vengeance right there, but that's going to be another stun over to Selly Boy, who resets the Vengeance. Luke is going to fall to the Feather Airstrike. Beloy as well with the shutdown now onto Nino. But Janna walks back, forcing the flicker out and getting the kill onto Udil. That's a 3 for 2. The XP and the Roamer traded in for everyone on the side of Alter Ego. Pi still with a slam right now, dealing a whole lot of damage as Janna will fall. Pi picks up the kill and will be able to make it equal here. But look up top. Meanwhile, Chidera.
Wow, Alter Ego, they spent so much time and effort to try and stop Chidera from snowballing, but with all the space being bought by Beloyski, as well as Janna, he is just catching up right here. So take a look at the talent prediction. Only Alter Ego on the side of the English desk, as well as OG for the Indonesian desk, but keep in mind the Miracle Curse is still up and running as Luke 1v3s.
So able to get away right now. Beloy's going to be able to actually walk them down. Nino will fall to the power of wildness. Nope. The heavy spin locks him down. Nino's going to be able to survive right here, and that's going to be the outplay for Alter Ego. Nino still deathless as he picks up the BOD in the 5th minute of the game.
Oh, very intelligent resource spent there with that heavy spin. Giving space and just covering Nino here, who is still untouchable in this game at this point. But of course, Janna, he is not standing idly by, finding another neutral objective here, perhaps looking for another contest.
But to ask you, Arashi, Beloy went for flicker, right? Not sprint. Usually we see sprint on the Hilda, so any reason?
I think he wants to be, he doesn't really have to chase anyone a long distance away. The flicker is what he needs to be surprising, to try and get that last minute play in. So I think compared to the usual sprint, he's content just going for this, which is a bit of a mixed bag results, I must say right here. On some of these situations, a sprint would definitely allow him to catch up or even escape easier. But for now, I think it's all right. On the emblems though, he went for as much HP as possible to try and have that synergy with the concussive blast, and early on, looking for a good mix of physical and magical defense. He has that shield built in, so it's just so annoying, and as Goni mentioned, it's a good counter against Diggy.
It seems like here they do not want to fight here, Mirko, just yet. They just want to poke, but Silly Boy
Gonna be caught here by the damage. He has the heavy skin though, he can't get out with power of wildness once again by Beloy. He's gonna be right there. He wants to go for the conceal play as well. Silly Boy still in the bush, gonna be cancelled out as Luke jumps in now. Heavy spin is gonna be able to lock both of them down as Nino's gonna be able to free hit in the back line. But that's the final slash, bringing both of them back. No time journey to play with. That's a shutdown for a boy. Rossi now caught in the midst. That's going to torn apart memory. A boy needs one more hit, and he will be able to claim the double. As Shadera will be able to siege down the bottom side, tier 1. It's Geek Slate who push their gold lead further.
Things are looking from bad to worse. 3,000 gold lead, top and bot taken down the outer turrets, and take a look at Jana. He's level 12 almost, and things are not looking good here. 4 levels almost behind, 3 levels now. But Alter Ego Esports, they need to wake up.
They have to rely on Nino, but it's so difficult to try and have impact as a gold laner because right now, against a Fredrin and a Hilda, your damage, it exists, but it's just taking so long to get out that Geek Slate can just out-damage them. So they're basically out-sustaining the damage coming in from Alter Ego. And they need a bit more time, a bit more items in order to prevent that, but Geek Slate is pushing the pace so aggressively that Alter Ego Esports have no choice. They have no choice. They're just forced to engage Geek Slate in these early game battles.
Let's see. Geek Slate now they're eyeing for that first Lord, Alter Ego. Realizing that they're 4,000 behind, they do not care. They want to contest. Why? Because they have the Akai. They have a slight chance here to take that gamble. Let's see though, bot side will be pushed. But if Luke shows, Alter Ego might force a fight. There you go, Alter Ego trying to push the Geek Slate members away with the heavy spin.
On Jana though, Nino's gonna be zoned away by Beloy right now. Jana's still gonna be able to survive now. Very vulnerable. That's gonna be torn apart memory, dealing some damage. Pi jumps in with the split towards the back line. A boy still gonna be able to kite away as Pi is gonna be slain right here by Chadera and a boy. It's a 1-for-1 XP for Rome. Geek Slate will utilize this lead, this proper trade for them to take the Lord for free. Alter Ego conceded.
Man, this is why it's so annoying to go up against Geek Slate. If you notice it, Beloy always has damage, needs to be focused down, but yet he is still a roamer. So when Alter Ego Esports, they use so many resources to try and shut down Beloy, that means everyone else has so much space, and Sunny Boy gets pulled back by the final slash, but he will still be able to survive. But the Lord is marching right now, and Geek Slate, in true Geek Slate fashion, are trying to play this macro game to its utmost perfection.
You know what? There's a reason why Selly Boy's nickname is called the Miracle Boy. Because he's very good at playing assassins, not Selly Boy, not in Kai, it seems like. And there you go, no impact whatsoever, 0 for 5. Very hard for him to secure a neutral objective, and that's already a loss here if you drafted in a Kai and not securing any neutral objectives.
It's because Beloyski keeps pushing them away and forcing a fight before there's a 50-50. And having a strong roamer, right, like the Hilda, like we said, a bully roamer along with a strong jungler. It's a combination we've talked about a lot, but now we're seeing it in its final form technically, but that's the Lord cleared away by Alter Ego with very low HP bars though. Geek Slate, they want something more.
And on top of that, Arashi, not only do they have a good jungler, a very aggressive roamer, but also better mid control. Remember, the Lilia, it's a very underrated pick because we haven't seen it a whole lot, but it still does its job. Mid clear, #1.
Look at Beloyski, he just stands there and it's no problem. He pops a conceal, but They won't be able to get anything, it seems like.
He just takes the alarm bombs like an absolute Chad as he walks down Rossi right now. That's going to be a boy who's forced to pop in the black shoes. Kadera now with a torn apart memory can deal some damage, but decides not to. Trying to siege that base turret. Almost getting the kill right there. Geek Slate still utilizing the gold lead and the map pressure really well. Look at how low the base turrets are. A boy gets sniped. But again, no follow-up. That's only just poke.
My goodness, yeah. I mean, Lilia, a very good hero going up against the composition that really wants to engage on you, right? Like the Glue, like the Akai. It's going to be very hard for them to somehow penetrate your composition with a boy, with that Lilia in your opposing side. And Alter Ego Esports now 7,000 gold lead, 7,500. We might see a fast game here. Potentially the next Lord can be GG.
The next Lord or the next time Beloyski gets a flank and cuts off Alter Ego from their own base. Right here, there's way too many people, but Rossi gets caught out.
Power of wildness, but the airstrike comes through. Beloy with the flicker. That's what it was made for.
Almost.
The runner shot not connecting, and Geek Slate once again have baited out so many resources. 2 flickers, 2 ultimates, make it 4 actually with Nino and Udil as well.
Perfect.
The timing couldn't be better as well with the Lord coming up right here. Geek Slate has extended the gold lead up to 8K, and I bet if you look at the stats later on, a boy is gonna be one of the highest damage dealers whenever he uses his spells onto Pion that split, man. The numbers just cloud the screen, and now without any real way of engaging, you're gonna send Sally Boy to try and find out some information, but Geek Slate will be going for this Lord, or at least try to use it to try and bait out a fight with Alter Ego.
In-game equipment by Dunia Games here, Rashi.
Yeah.
And Brody, this is again exactly what he wants, right? I mean, on the Brody, the mid-game power spike is massive, and taking a lot of resources to him. Even then, he still goes for a bit of defense with the steel leg plates.
He definitely respects Alter Ego and the potential to just completely pop off. Sally Boy will be able to secure the purple buff, but honestly, it's on Akai, so it won't be too significant. Looking at the items though, Chidera is very much respecting physical damage, right? Wind of Nature and a steel leg plates. He needs to be careful that he does not fall to Udil, who is and has been one of the more relevant carries for the side of Alter Ego. And the same can be said for the rest of the members. They already have the Athena shield, but during a prolonged fight, that magical damage can still technically sneak up on you. And against Alter Ego, that's the last team you want to try and let your guard down up against.
Yeah, I mean, surprising, right? Looking at how dominating Geek Slate has been, Kadera has yet to pick up a kill, even just to assist on his name. But again, potentially this might be the last final push. Let's see.
Kadera now trying to siege the turret down as another airstrike, and the Bennett's Rage gets popped in. Lord has marched down over to the bottom side. Now Alter Ego puts their focus right there. Able to micromanage the waves really well. Geek Slate are not able to utilize the waves properly. They will be able to say one more push here in the mid lane. Siege potential from the Brody doing work, getting the base turret down. 2 base turrets down. They're rotating over to the top side now. The Sunny Boy gets chunked right low. Half HP.
Oh my god.
From a boy with the glue. Now it's going to be Selly Boy who jumps in. Now caught in the final slash. And the magic damage from a boy. That's one of the frontliners down already for Alter Ego. Udil has the feather airstrike back up. But Geek Slate, do they want to keep on going?
Let's see though, minion and mid will enter the base now. Geek Slate, they're looking for the opportunity.
But the airstrike popped in again, but a boy is going to be able to dive in towards that back line, just putting some pressure down to zone them away from the base turret up top as Jadera just wreaks havoc onto the structures from the side of Alter Ego. Jana going to be caught in the immobilization from the slam, but Geek Slate pull back. 11,000 gold lead. They want to utilize this, and it's just discipline.
Pretty straightforward, right? Geek Slate, they realize that they can take down all base turrets. There you go, they maintain that pressure. After all 3 base turrets taken down, they relieve off pressure. They go back to the jungles, and of course, Alter Ego, they're left with nothing.
Looking at the player's gold by UBS Gold though, you can see that Nino is still very much in the game, but he cannot do it alone. Everyone from Alter Ego needs to catch up, but since Geek Slate has been pushing the lanes again and again, Alter Ego, they're forced to let most of the gold income go into the pockets of Udil and Nino trying to clear the wave as soon as possible. 1v3 right now, Boys is going in, doesn't care.
Full tank build, by the way. That's what it does to another tank. The base damage alone from Beloy, and he doesn't even have the unbending will. He went for the concussive blast, and he's dealing this much damage. He's also super tanky. If you took a look at the items earlier, he had 2 steel leg plates. Arashi as Luke jumps in now with the stun, with the vengeance as well. Going to be caught in the slam, pass combo and a heavy spin as well, but Luke's going to be able to flicker out just in time. Not far enough, though. Still pinned down with a heavy spin. Nino picks up the kill as the Lord gets chunked to half HP.
It was the reverse side there that caught Luke miscalculated. But now let's see Geek Slate. They still want to maintain pressure, but Alter Ego, they want to contest.
Dangerous for Chadera. He gets the stun down right now as Pi tries his best to jump into the back line. Still going to be able to bring... Oh, Chadera back to the feather airstrike. A boy now caught in the midst is going to be able to actually dodge away. Rossi falls to the hands of Jana, but Nino now is all left to free hit. Nino dying here. Jana picking up a double kill as he buys the immortality in time. Boy walking him down. Pi mounting Jana, but he's still going to be able to escape as a boy now is going to be putting some pressure down onto Selly Boy. Jana running away. Pi getting off, not able to secure any more kills. Geek Slate need to be very careful. Remember what made RRQ lose game 1 in the El Clasico.
Sharp game here by Geek Slate, right? Take a look at the replay here, what happened here in details.
All began with that engage onto Sally Boy, but in that back line, the main damage dealers are getting zoned away. Both the Brody and the Lilia, Boy and Chidera, were unable to unload as much damage as possible. And in the end, the fact that Jana was barely able to survive is definitely a very fortunate outcome, but fortune doesn't come very often. And with the gold lead shrunk down to 7K, this means the rest of the team, the rest of the members of Alter Ego are slowly but surely catching up. Taking a look at the damage dealt here, a Boy, as I mentioned, is on top right there, but
Wait,
it doesn't
Chadera?
really
I think that's
show.
a mistake, no?
Well, he hasn't been participating in a lot of these fights, so it's not beyond reason for him to be all the way down there. We'll have to see if that actually is correct though, but for now, same thing. Geek Slate pressuring, using the map pressure, using the fact that they have 3 base turrets down to try and force Alter Ego into something, and Alter Ego are the ones trying to go for an engage.
Only onto Beloy though, as the boy is going to be able to actually gap close over Udil. That's a lot of HP from Udil taken away, forcing the wings by wings, and Geek Slate have reclaimed control over the enhanced Lord Pit that is now evolved. Beloy caught in the reverse time, and now the damage comes through from the side of Beloy, and Chadera with torn apart memory is able to slay Pi. A Boy picks up the unstoppable, still dealing so much damage as he walks back. Caught in the reverse time, has the black shoes. Sunny Boy gonna be caught once again as that's gonna be Luke jumping in with vengeance. Beloy in the back line, forced to flicker out and forced to fall, but Luke finds the final slash onto Nino. Chadera with the follow-up and a torn apart memory, but that's gonna be Nino, still surviving, getting on range. Geek Slate played it perfectly though. They will be able to secure the evolve floor.
A very good display again of coordination there. Geek Slate, they're busy trying to harass Alter Ego, but Jana has the space to secure the Lord. Question is, will they be able to secure game 1?
Oof. Boy, plus the sprint and the black shoes, but that was a very close situation. Alter Ego understand that he is one of the main damage dealers, and with the Lord marching in, Geek Slate, they're going for the end right now.
Oh, Time Journey baited already. The immortality from a Boy gonna be popped right there as he's gonna be caught in the mobility. That's Nino who finds the kill, the torn apart memory. Only onto the little splits over from the glue. And Geek Slate won't be able to end here in the 19th minute. The longer the game goes, the scarier it gets for Geek Slate.
They need to be careful here. They played it very, very well. Taking a look at the items as well, right? Brody built 2 defensive respect items here in that Dina and of course Wind of Nature. Meanwhile, Beatrix somehow forced to almost go all in, even adding Haas Claws here. Apart from that Wind of Nature, is this the right way? Gold-wise though, Nino is far ahead.
It seems like for Nino, the priority is the physical damage. He wants to lifesteal up with the Has Claws in the middle of the big fight and then use the Wind of Nature to outplay the torn apart memory that will come in from Chadera. But keep in mind, the main big damage dealer in the late game is going to be a Boy on that Lilia, so he has defenses against that. But he is positioning so well that a Boy cannot get his damage onto him, as Beloyski almost gets his immortality taken down. But this is a very tanky Hilda right here, and I feel like in the end, the longer this game goes, the more it doesn't favor Geek Slate, so they might go for something different. They can use Beloyski as a quote-unquote split push tool if they really want to. We've seen it before.
Let's see here. It's a reset, and the next Lord will spawn in the next minute. It seems like Geek Slate, somehow their space has been negated here, has been overtaken here by the side of Ultra Ego Esports. So slowly but surely, you're right, Nino will be more of an impact here. But let's see the setup here, 45 seconds to the next Lord.
Gotta be careful though, because the more they move forward, the less they can move back as Iboy gets forced to use the black shoes very early on. But now there's a chance for Geek Slate to chase them down and go for a fight.
Look at Chidera though. All alone in that top lane.
Recalling.
Trying to go for
Recall.
a push. He is going to be recalling, not recalling to the base, just recalling. Staying there in the top side, maybe possibly looking for an assassination attempt. He's still just doing it. He's just recalling again and again. And finally, he decides to pull back a bit.
Let's see here. It seems like now with 10 seconds on the clock, Geek Slate, they still has the upper edge. We're talking about space-wise, right? So Alter Ego, though, again with Akai, can go for the 50-50s here if the setup is more proper. Oh, Blood Wings for Udil. That's nasty.
We saw the feather airstrike damage onto a boy and onto Kadera, so they both need to be very, very careful. The gold advantage has been shrinking, and a boy once again being forced to use the black shoes, and he might be out of the fight for now. This is where Alter Ego push the tempo.
Look at Kadera again, that's going to be Beloit caught, but look at Udil. He reads it out perfectly. Going to be able to rotate all the way to the bottom side as Geeks lose their members in the mid lane. That's going to be Jana buying the winter truncheon, buying some time, but a boy is going to fall, and Nino finds a triple. Maniac. It's a maniac for Nino. An absolute savage play by Nino, the man himself, putting his team on his back with a massive play. And Udil with the big brains, a macro decision to maneuver down below, noticing Chidera was gone from the map.
N-I-N-O, Alter Ego Esports. Slowly but surely, now they could end here with 25 seconds on the clock. Only Kadera left standing.
Chidera with a flicker right now. One cannon minion is going to be there for the side of Alter Ego. Down, he looks to zone Chidera away. Nino, they have done it with Nino. One fight. They have broken the curse.